Special good morning to you all. You are welcome to the Tuesday's edition of the program Press Brief of Tuesday, the 12th day of November 2024 with me, Teneng Larry Kevin Tabot. On this program, we focus on the various newspapers that we can lay our hands on in Cameroon and across some parts of Africa. The program will be yours in a jiffy immediately after this. Once more, you're heartily welcome back to the program. We begin this program for this Tuesday morning with the first paper, Luju for this morning of Haman Manor have as lead story the Martinez Zogo affair. The anger of the defense lawyers defending the 17 accused in connection with the killing of journalist Martinez Zogo. The court hearing that took place yesterday at the Yaoundé Military Court was postponed to December of 2024. And get to read more on the frustrations of the lawyers defending Jean-Pierre Amogo Belinga, Maxime Eko, and 15 others. We move on to this other story that talks of the university sector in the country. It says promoting artisanal craft in the university campuses of Cameroon. You can find details on Luju for today. From Luju, let's make a stop over to Buea with Volcanic Times. Volcanic Times of Charles Mbola have as lead story. It says Pam Fange celebrates 80 years of wisdom teaching excellence. You can find more on that paper for today. Barrister Lizzie Bisong announces bid for the position of president of the FACO Lawyers Association. Munyenge celebrates Cultural Day in fanfare. We move on to the Parliamentary Affairs newspaper. That is a Code du Parlement for this morning. A report of the November session of Parliament with stakes and challenges on the 30 days of work. Get to read more on that said paper for this morning. Quotidian Emergence for today talks of the examination fees in most secondary schools in the country. The paper reports of how parents are ringing the alarm bells on certain unscrupulous school authorities increasing the examination fees. You can find more on that said paper as Les Fiches de Baccalaureat and GCE both examination institution all begins registration process. Moving on to Denchang Cliff, the paper reports of John Kute being criticized on that handling of the landslide incident at Denchang Cliff. You can find details on that said paper for today. The paper for this morning, the paper Le Quotidien reports reports on the issue of Latacol drug that has a counterfeit in circulation in Cameroon. We take you now to this other story. We move forward with Quotidian Emergence for today. Quotidian Emergence for this morning talks of the internal and external debt of Cameroon. It says enterprises that are heavily indebted, public enterprises that are heavily indebted in the nation. You can find more of that on Quotidian Emergence for today. Finances, it says Antoine Zegui launches this official ABC Finance Micro Finance Institution. You can find this on that paper for this morning. And Mutation for today, a report of chicken. It says how chicken prices of table beds are now are quite exorbitant. Get to read this on that paper for today. Natural catastrophe, a task force to be announced in Chang. You can find details on that paper for today. Unifac 2024, according to Mutation, bottom page story, it says the entrepreneurial university in view. While Cameroon Tribune for this morning reports of the burning issue awaiting lawmakers today in both the lower and upper houses of Parliament as the November session opens this morning. Moving on to this prostate cancer screening. This is screening ongoing for men on prostate cancer. Away from that, let's make a stop over with Le Messager of late Piyush Jawi. Le Messager for this morning talks of the increase in grants given to researchers in Cameroon. It says truth on that issue and what the researchers have to say about this presidential decree to increase grants given to research allowances. Martinez-Ogo affair, the judicial process is still in view following the adjournment of the case to December of yesterday. The case hearing that took place yesterday. Away from that, we move on to Khmer Press. Khmer Press for this morning talks of video surveillance in major cities and towns in Cameroon. And still in that paper, why is China CBC Bank actually annulled the financing of certain key projects to the tune of 3 billion CFA francs in Cameroon. Get to read more explanation on Khmer Press for this day. From Khmer Press, we take you now to Alpha Echo, the environmental newspaper report of this administrative case. You can find more on that paper on how illegal occupation on by certain persons who supposed not to be the case. You can find details on that publication for today. France Cameroon, the paper report of France Cameroon was represented at the 20th annual Vance Chocolate and Pastry Festival that just is over CFA France 1,000 billion key projects in the country. A Quotient newspaper for this morning says more than 31% of the local low-cost housing on that publication for this day. And in that set, a Quotient for today, the paper report of road infrastructures. It says how road infrastructure construction in Cameroon is quite expensive as compared to other less developed countries in the world and in Africa, to be precise. Green vegetation, the paper report of Radar SA mobilizes 189.6 billion francs for durable agriculture. And moving on to this business, Trans-African Business Director General Edwin Fongo Novaga and his counterpart from Chad, between Cameroon and Chad. Lavado interprets of Alphonse Abenaisi for this morning's report of 2024 budget. He says the end of engagement as the state announces. Get to read more on that said paper for today. Road construction, it says 4 Italian enterprises are interested in the bid to be constructing Cameroonian road networks. Get to read details on that paper for today. Quotidien Santé for this morning talks of health services in the South region. He says how the health services. A Horizon Nouvelle report of examination fees. He says how certain unscrupulous school heads now increase examination fees to benefit newspaper for today. In that publication, still the paper report of the visit by Minister Celestin Ketcha Cortez to evaluate projects of rehabilitation and urbanization in this 10 regional capital project. You can find more on C2D. You can find more on that said paper for today. Lojapol of Karotamba talks of Swiss Cameroon. He says together to boost small and medium-sized enterprises following the visit of the Switzerland ambassador to Cameroon, who was receiving audience by the Minister of Small Medium-Sized Enterprises, Social Economy and Handicraft, Ashib Basileki III yesterday. You can find details on that story for today. We wrap up. We take you, not wrapping up, we take you now to Les Infos Show. Les Infos Show report of Maurice Kamto accuses the CPDM regime on the poor management and prevention of the Nchang landslide that took some lives, 12 now and still counting. Get to read more on that paper of Les Infos Show. And after Les Infos Show, the paper report of the International Festival of Banana Plantain in Cameroon. It says the former Brazilian superstar in football, Ronaldinho, and other Brazilian former superstars will be grazing the occasion that will be taking place in Cameroon in the days ahead. Santena 2 and 4 for this morning talks of the halt on lethal drug that has been confirmed by experts from the Ministry of Public Health. As they say, this drug in circulation has a lot of counterfeits that is quite detrimental to the human system. Moving on to something different, which that set papers is Santena 2 and 4. The paper reports of Douala Paris. It says Air France now purchase more Boeing 787 that will be using the routes of Douala Paris. Get to read more. Sorry, routes of Yaoundé Paris. Get to read more on that paper for today. The Guardian Post for this morning reports on Manyemen chieftaincy tussle, traditional council, kingmakers petition, Dio decries sabotage of chief designates and in 67th anniversary of Presbyterian Church. The message, the moderator, the Right Reverend Funky Samuel Foba, apologizes to church, pleads forgiveness. Get read more on that open letter written by the moderator of the PCC to Presbyterians. Moving on to the next publication now, we take you up north with Aigle du Sahel for this morning talks of emergency work of the bridge in Yagua. It says the population have been cut completely with the other surrounding locality following the collapse of that bridge there in Yagua as a result of the massive floods that took place some weeks ago. Still with that northern newspaper for this morning, it says this special donation of some persons of goodwill in the locality of the Far North region and Grand Angle for this morning reports of the Monatele District Hospital. The paper talks of a mystery that is still unfolding there, as that her facility is a caricature of herself. Taking you now to the satiric newspaper of Le Populi for this day talks of the temptation of the 8th mandate of Paul Biya. That's a question the paper is asking for this morning, as there you have the caricature of President Paul Biya idling on a chair. In that said publication, the paper reports of the taxi sector in Yaoundé that has been infiltrated by criminals and hoodlums who cause mayhem to the local population. We take you now to the Nigerian tabloid. We begin with the first Nigerian tabloid, Nigerian Tribune. For this day, it says Ipman Dangote reach agreement on direct lifting of petrol, diesel, others, and hostage. He says UCH needs urgent help as Joshua chairman tells federal government, I am not jealous of Tinubu inflicting pains on Nigerians. Atiku replies presidency. Nigerian News Direct for this morning reports of Edo Okpagbolo to be sworn in today as Transitional Committee props 410 billion naira debts. In that publication, marketers Dangote refinery agree on direct supply of petrol products. Get to read more on that paper. The Guardian for this morning says healthcare on life support as hospitals bollock under power crisis. We'll move on to coalition decries new terror group according to Chicago who flares intelligence failures. And let's take you to untold goods hit 1.24 trillion naira, up over by 350% in 6 months. Daily Independent from Lagos reports of 765 flights cancelled or 19,250 delays in Nigeria in 6 months. Get to read more on that said paper for today. We move forward with varsity education at risk. Proposal tax reform pass according to us. So we moving forward with this day report of NPC ends petrol products import wrap up patronage of Dangote refinery. Tinubu, Israel must end Gaza aggression, seeks two-state solution at Riyadh summit that just ended in Saudi Arabia. And with that Nigerian tabloid of this day, this is where we conclude today's presentation. Thanks so much for watching Press Brief. Until we come your way tomorrow exactly 9 a.m. Cameroon time. Good day.